super proud of this group, man. I go to war with these guys any day of the week. We were trying to take down one of the best players of all time and just fell a little bit short. We'll get it back next year.
Welcome into the NESN Digital Studios for another episode of Celtics Now. I'm your host, Courtney Cox, and that is all she wrote. The Celtics postseason run has come to an end, and boy, was it a heartbreaker. It all came down to Game 7 in the TD Garden, and the Cavs just couldn't be stopped. 87-79 was the final, and while one of the most experienced guys on the Cavs led the way for the team, the Celtics relied on the youngest. Jason Tatum had 24 points, 7 rebounds, and an assist. He was the only player to score into the 20s, which is just not enough to keep up and stop the Cavs. Also, what happened from 3? Marcus Smart has been incredible for the C's all season long, but in Game 7, he went 0 for 4 from 3, having only 4 points in the entire game. And side note, if we're going to talk about the game, there was one person missing, Kyrie Irving, who wasn't there supporting his teammates due to a nasal surgery. Have to throw in a note there. But it's not all negative. This Celtics team has been incredible to watch. From losing Gordon Hayward in Game 1 to losing Kyrie Irving heading into the postseason, they were counted out by a lot of people. But one thing was for sure, this Celtics team, they never doubted themselves. So another season comes to the, well, same kind of end, but improvement nonetheless. Going on a 16-game win streak in the middle of the season, which was hot, hot, hot. 55-27 was our final in 2018, while in 2017, we got 53-29. And there are your postseason numbers. You can see, same thing, not much, but improvement nonetheless.
We started on September 25th, and that's every day, like every day. That you're totally focused on this. And he's gone past that 8 straight times. It's ridiculous. And does it at this level and with the pressure, with the scrutiny, doesn't matter. It's just unbelievable.
I grew up, watching LeBron and, asking him to follow me back on Twitter, and going to his camps. So just to, my first year be able to compete against, a player like him and, be a few shots away from, beating him and his team and going to the championship. It's something I will always remember.
He is playing at a different level. Just his ability, his stamina, just his feel of the game. It's one of those things that I got to tip my hat off to him.
Well, they are not wrong. Hate him or love him, the King absolutely went off in Game 7. LeBron James played 48 minutes, had 35 points, 15 rebounds, and 9 assists. And while all the credit was given to him from the Celtics, they also gave credit to themselves. Exit interviews were on Monday, and of course, we had cameras there.
When adversity hits, this group always found a way to, gather themselves, and I think it all started with Coach Stevens leading the way and always looking ahead, never making an excuse, never, hiding from any moments or challenges.
And hopefully, like Brad said, that pain that you feel from losing is part of the growth that we need to take to become a great team.
It's humbling to get to a certain point and then lose, It makes you want to get better, and it makes me realize how much better I need to get.
I don't know about you guys, but I, for one, am very excited about the future. And of course, it is the off season now, so it's time to bring in our NESN.com writer, Celtics extraordinaire expert Darren Hartwell to talk to us about what's going to or should happen this offseason.
Thanks, Courtney. So we might not see any more fireworks out of Danny Ainge this offseason. The Celtics do have some decisions to make, starting with their free agents. While their core will remain largely intact, they have 4 players hitting free agency. You have Greg Monroe, Aaron Baines, and Shane Larkin all hitting unrestricted free agency, while Marcus Smart will be a restricted free agent. So what should the Celtics' first order of business be? I think it's figuring out what to do with Marcus Smart and Terry Rozier. Smart reportedly could command $12 to $14 million next season, which is a pretty steep $14 million next season, which is a pretty steep price tag. Meanwhile, the Celtics could try to trade Rozier while his stock is still high, since he'll be buried behind Kyrie Irving on the depth chart next season. My opinion, I think the Celtics actually keep Rozier and let Smart walk. It's tough to see Smart being on another team other than the Celtics, as he is an integral part of this team's success. But I think if he wants $14 million, that's just too much of a price to pay, and Danny Ainge is a huge Terry Rozier fan. The Celtics really don't have many holes elsewhere, but if Baines and Monroe both leave, they will need a big man. One guy they could look at is Mo Bamba in the draft. They reportedly are considering trading up to a top 5 pick to go after the Texas center who has a 7'10" wingspan. But I think the Celtics will go for a little bit less of a splash than that. They need to trade a lot to get Bamba. So I think they go after a mid-level free agent, say a guy like Portland's Ed Davis or Dallas's Nerlens Noel. The good news for Celtics fans is that this team should be pretty stacked heading into next season, regardless of what happens this offseason. For example, their opening night lineup for 2018 could look like this. Kyrie Irving at point, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Gordon Hayward, and Al Horford. That's potentially 5 guys who could all be all-stars or pretty close to all-stars, which is pretty incredible. So we could be in for another long spring in 2019.
Thanks to Darren, who has kept us up to date all season long. You can follow along with him on Twitter at Darren_Hartwell. And speaking of social media, a lot of the players said their goodbyes to the 2018 season there, right on your computer, phone, whatever screen you're looking at. Scary Terry took to Twitter with a simple message, some spelling errors, but truly, he does no wrong in my eyes, and I don't think it's actual spelling errors. I think he did it on purpose. On to Jaylen Brown, who retweeted rapper Gucci Mane to thank him for the support. Gucci Mane made an appearance courtside in the Garden during the Celtics playoff run, so kind of cool there. Semi Ojeleye took a more sentimental approach with an Instagram saying, "I thank God for all the ups and downs this first year, moving with faith into the next one." As did Jason Tatum, who reminded every kid out there that he is just a kid from St. Louis. And Daniel Tice, thank you Boston, and see you soon. We hope he continues to recover from that knee injury he suffered at the end of the season. All right, well, that will do it for this episode of Celtics Now. Thanks so much for tuning in. And the Celtics season may be over, but we will continue giving you Celtics news throughout the offseason. So keep it locked in right here on NESN.com. I'm Courtney Cox. Bye, guys.